we can start with the biggest game as well.
As always, we start with the best team in the country. Mississippi State defeated Alcorn State 63-0. They did not cover the spread that was given to us prior to the game, as well as the spread on our preview show. They did cover that spread.
Yeah, but they covered that spread.
But they did not cover the million-point spread. The Alcorn State Braves lose 63-0. The Dogs scored 28 points in the first quarter. Everybody looked impressive. But I also will say that the touchdowns we scored were it looked like we were playing a high school team. And that's a good thing, I think, for the program. But it was just simply corners getting beat over the top. That is come on, bro.
Yeah,
getting beat by 5 steps
on a straight, just I'm just gonna run.
And
it's not like he was tired. It's the first play of the game or the second play of the game.
The first one he was also beat. We just missed a throw, so they were beat the first 2 plays.
It was really bad.
It's a bad look, but I think for us, it was a great look for us. It shows, I think, extreme improvement in the program. To handle business like that, Alcorn State might go 0-12 with how they looked, but everyone got snaps. Everyone got to play. A bunch of people got touches. Seth Davis gets to return, get a touchdown after his bad leg injury 2 years ago in the Egg Bowl. Fluff Bothwell played well. Blake put himself in spots I didn't like, that he put his body on the line a little bit too much. Camario throws his first ever touchdown. He looks the part. I wish he got to throw it more. But I think it was a good win for State. Stayed relatively healthy for the most part. I haven't heard anything major injury-wise. But it was a good win for State. I am glad, though, that I wasn't here.
Yeah. Hail State, Sven. Welcome in. Yeah, I do want to reiterate the Seth Davis touchdown because I kind of missed it until they posted the video. Seth Davis is a redshirt sophomore who played well in 2023, hurt himself. I don't know if it was ACL, but hurt himself in the Egg Bowl, missed the entirety of 2024.
It was ACL.
And then comes back and has been working his way back from injury and gets a rushing touchdown, a 23-yard rushing touchdown in the fourth quarter, and got the game ball. And Coach Lebby could not say enough in that video in the locker room and in the press conference about how awesome a teammate Davis has been. So that was really cool to see as a State fan and loving the team and loving the guys. That was great. I think we kind of achieved all of our goals. I said going in that with the Tennessee game coming up and you don't want to lose track of weeks 3 and 4, but at the same time, you want to keep fans excited and look good week in, week out. We did that. I mean, we looked so good that we played 10-minute quarters in the second half.
Mm-hmm.
So that was awesome. Showtime, it was so exciting because, like I said, Brennan Thompson is open, first play from scrimmage, miss it. Come right back, Jordan Mosley, touchdown. One of my friends who's he works for Creative, he's an intern, does all the camera stuff. They have to run in and change lenses and stuff occasionally. And he missed the first 3 touchdowns because he thought he had time after punts to go in, and he'd come out and be too late, we scored, and he'd go back in, and then he would go back out and get ready to change another lens, and too late, we scored. So that was really funny because I was it's a good sign if they just don't have time to change lenses. That was great. It was the first shutout defensively since 2017. That 2017 defense was statistically, I think, the best in the country. I mean, it was awesome. Very good defense. Very fun to watch. And then other things. We had 4 straight touchdowns to start. So when I talk about the offense starting strong, it started very strong. We punted only 1 time. Then we had that bad interception. One of the hits that Shapen took, that was one of the hits that I did not like to see.
Yeah.
So Shapen gets hit, throws the interception.
Levy didn't like that either in his post-game press conference.
Of the 13 possessions, we scored a touchdown on 9 of them, and then 2 of them were end of the half / end of the game. So 9 of the 11 possessions where we were trying to score, we scored. Love to see that. Camario Taylor played very well, graded out great, an 89 overall offensive grade, 83.7 passing grade. That doesn't mean a whole lot because we were playing lesser opponents. What I will say about PFF grade is it tries to grade based on the player performance. So like if you make a good throw, like you're like so Kamar, if you hit a wide open wide receiver against a bad team, that's not a great throw. It's an average throw because he was wide open. And so Kamario Taylor graded out well.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't entirely take into account the competition, but a little bit. It's not like a statistical performance. It's how did you perform in this play against, like, was there pressure coming? If there wasn't, then you're not going to get a great grade. If there was, you'll get a good grade. We got the backups in. You talked about it. Defensive players. We had 30 guys take defensive snaps, over 10 snaps.
Yeah.
And then no one played more than 31 snaps defensively.
Oh, we had guys that are scheduled to be redshirted that
Yep.
got to play, which
Yep.
I think is great. I think that's been a great thing through both this and the Southern Miss game. It happened in the Southern Miss game where it just keeps everybody engaged. I can speak from back when I played high school basketball. Like, as a guy who at one point was the 11th guy on the bench, like, if I get minutes when we play River Edge, because River Edge sucks, that makes me happy that my enjoyment goes up, my
Keeps you so engaged.
my engagement goes up, and engagement is the biggest thing. For basketball, it's huge because there's only 12 of you guys on a team, and you really, really need to be a tight unit. For football, it's the case as well because that is it's a full family, and it's something we saw this weekend. Like, when everyone is there for each other, like with the A&M injury, those are the kind of moments that shows whether or not a team is with each other. And for people to be able to play, it helps that
Sure.
a ton. For me, my biggest takeaway, though, and I didn't mention it because I wanted to save it for one of the last things we say, the student section showing up. That is going to be the biggest thing the entire year. That has been our biggest problem. And during my time as a student, it's just students not being there and staying there for the game and because we're getting blown out, or we don't keep it close enough to where we get to the fourth quarter and the students have already left. The fan turnout was, of course, poor, but I wouldn't expect it against Alcorn State. I completely expect it here in the next 2 weeks, and it better be. Like, right now, that was the disappointing thing, the Arizona State game, that the top level was not full, and even the middle level the lower level was not full of fans. That angers me, and I hope that changes the next 2 weeks. But the student section showing up for Alcorn State, I thought was massive, because that's a weekend I took advantage of going home and going to see my family, and for our students to still pretty much fill out the student section. I thought that was huge for the rest of the season, because as we saw in the Arizona State game, with the student section rocking, like, we essentially make up for the entire stadium not being full, and that influences the game, and it did against Arizona State. So that needs to continue to be the case going forward. I just thought that was a huge positive. To see that on Twitter this weekend was massive.
Yeah.
I agree. Do you have anything else to say?
Couple injuries not from the game. Stonka Burnside was not dressed out on Saturday. Albert Reese was not dressed out on Saturday. Hopefully whatever is the issue with both those guys is very short-lived and they recover quickly. I don't think Stonka's seen a whole lot of playing time. He is not. One thing I noticed, we have a wide receiver now who wears the number 5, which I don't know if we had confirmed that Stonka was only going to play defense, but that confirmed it because you're not going to have 2 offensive wide receivers with
You
number.
just can't have them on the field at the same time.
But I don't see. Like, I don't think that would be unnecessarily confusing to have 2 guys in the same position group with the same number. So I think Stonka is 100% defensive in special teams now. That's just my theory, given that we have another wide receiver wearing 5. And then last thing, offensive guys, 24 played 10-plus snaps. No one played more than 37. The guys that got there, it was like Shapen, a couple of O-linemen, and then Anthony, the wide receiver, Anthony Evans. Thank you. Sorry, I just blanked on his name.
Dog.
Too many names. For real. He was great. That's everything I have. I'm about to go. I actually need to do this. I meant to send this like a couple days ago. Yeah. I'm glad they're taking care of Albert. But if you are a State fan and you have a ticket, don't sell it to a Tennessee fan. That's what is. I'm very nervous because I've seen it when we play big teams, and Tennessee is a big team right now nationally. They've got a huge fan base.
Not afraid to travel.
Not afraid to travel. It happened when Georgia came here. The stands were full of red splotches in the sea of maroon or the sea of white or whatever it was. Just give it away.
It was maroon that night.
It was maroon. If you've got a ticket, give it to a State fan. You probably know one. It makes me so frustrated.
I'm like 20% State fan. If you gave me a ticket to the Tennessee game, I would put on State colors and ring a cowbell.
Appreciate it. That's the thing is like it's not that hard to find State fans in Mississippi, especially if you're giving the tickets away for free. And like, I know you want to make your money back, but just don't sell them to Tennessee fans, please. It bothers the freak out of me. It's unnecessary. We're giving them an advantage. We should never have that much of another team's color in our stadium.
Sure.
It is so sad. I wish that there was a way, if you want to sell, I wish there was a way you could guarantee who you're selling it to was your team. Like there should be a website just Ticket Hub or StubHub, but you can only sell it between fans
sure.
of the same team.
Yeah. Before we move on, I'll give my take on the game real quick.
Sure.
And that's, thank you, Mississippi State, for blowing Alcorn State out so the tailgate could swap to the A&M kickoff when 6:30 hit and State got relegated to the laptop. Shout out to the Oakleys and shout out to State for making that happen.
Yep.
Because there was no reason to keep that game on.
That's awesome. The Bulldogs will play Northern Illinois this Saturday.
Do we have the kickoff time yet?
I think it's a 3:30 kickoff, if I'm not mistaken.
Projected to be 100 degrees is what I heard.
Yeah, it's going to be a hot one. Hopefully
My
there's
camera
some clouds
will be
that
overheating
day.
again.
We need to get you an umbrella for it.
I may have to, or a little fan.
We will talk about that game on Thursday, but I will go ahead and say that's a bit of a I don't know the word off the top of my head now, but it's a bit of a awkward situation for me because I am the head coach at Northern Illinois right now for the men's basketball team in the year 2012, of course. But that's a bit of a mixed emotions there, but I'll be cheering for State this week, and I can go ahead and reveal that.
I'm glad.
And I'm excited for the upcoming 2013 season at Northern Illinois here in the coming months when college basketball starts up. But we will talk about that game on Thursday. And now we get into what apparently is now going to become the hot topic of the show,